Okay, I'll tell you who I was impressed with, and I don't see as much as Fremantle as I should, but I sat down and watched the derby yesterday. My query about them, Lloydie, was whether or not they could kick enough goals. I know this is just a one-off sample, but it was answered pretty emphatically against West Coast. It was a real arm wrestle. They cracked it open in the end. I mean, their scores per inside 50s per goal. They looked dangerous. They had Pavlich with a game under his belt. I think Chris Mayne is a wonderful, wonderful footballer. I'm a massive fan of his. So they are in it up to their necks, actually.
It was interesting, Ross Lyon knows what you're talking about, because 2 weeks ago on the Sunday Footy Show he told us that the stats last year, they kicked 2 goals more a game in the last 8 rounds, and he knew they needed to find 2 goals more a game this year.
Yep.
They've done that, particularly on the weekend, but their midfield is just so ominous, Lordo.
It is. Barlow's just about the best player in the comp at the moment. David Mundy, very good. Hill, Fife, but Sandilands and Pavlich used to be... They had to play well for them to win. Now they're actually the cream at the moment.
Exactly right. And Michael Johnson in the back half with McFarlane out. Gee, they were impressive. They're going to lose Pavlich again, though. I mean, been out for such a long time. He's got 3 weeks for this. That's come at the wrong time, because he needs some game time under his belt as they head towards September.
Coming to Melbourne next week, he plays so well on the MCG.
Does he look fitter?
I think he has. I think Ross Lyon has made a lot of them fitter. Look at Michael Johnson, as we touched on. Michael Walters, we know that story. But Pav, you know that in this game, that's what the AFL hates most. And the force wasn't huge, but we saw a quadriplegic recently, and that's why we take that out of the game.
Do you rate Ross Lyon in the top 2 coaches or 3 in the AFL?
Still yet to win a premiership, but I would say, yes, he's in the top 4.
The Arrow might have a few issues with Ross Lyon.
Oh, they're preempting the Arrow.
St Kilda fans, look away now. And Ross Lyon, you should too, because watching Luke Ball carried off the ground on the weekend was one of the saddest sights for me in football. Not the fact that Luke Ball, walking off the ground I should say, playing 200 games was not a great sight, but that jumper, Gary, should have had red in it. Ross Lyon, you blokes reckon, is one of the best coaches in the AFL. Ross, that was one of the worst calls in your AFL coaching career. You handled that Luke Ball situation so badly, and you got nothing for him in the end. Year 1 at Collingwood, a premiership player. Year 2, a leader. Year 3, a terrible injury. Year 4, back with a vengeance, and another year to go on his contract. Ross, if the sign of a good football person is to leave a club in a better place than you found it, then that cannot be said of you at the St Kilda Football Club.